So the berries are popping back up, like on the trees. It's really nice because it's like free candy, quite literally. Like better than candy. It's just the only trade-off is like you have to wait and be patient. Kind of a cool little almost parable or metaphor or something. Just like it's like a little reminder from the earth. It's just like, hey, just fucking be patient, right? And just try to live without indulging in sort of the excess, and then like we'll take care of you in a way. It's that kind of thing, symbolically, of course. So I hate my fucking voice. Fucking hate it right now. So fucking disgusting. It's like at this pitch where it's just, it's like it gets kind of high at certain points. When I and my last attempt at recording this video, it was kind of higher, and I was like talking about something that was really important. I was just like, why is it so fucking high? You know, I'm really upset. I'm really, really upset. I wish I could just enjoy the berries. Do you know what I mean? But instead, my soul is being poisoned by society. So I learned a little bit more about factory farming. And then I got a little bit more addicted to just kind of like always needing a video to be playing while I'm doing stuff. And then I got a little bit more addicted to that. And it's just like, okay, just now I just need fucking a video playing 24/7. And then wait, okay, so among those videos, I guess I'm just like watching like a little bit of factory farming, like little exposés on factory farming. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates factory farming. Everybody. I have to repeat, the reason I'm repeating that so many times is because it's unfathomable. It's quite literally unfathomable. So I'll just repeat it one more time, if you don't mind. So everyone hates factory farming and the ruthless and inhumane exploitation and abuse of animals. And everyone hates child exploitation. And everyone hates the corruptness in our society. And like everyone hates like abuse that happens on the other side of the world through supply chains. It's like, so why hasn't anything changed? So I can foresee myself like dying because of this, quite literally, not metaphorically. Although also metaphorically, like spiritually and everything or whatever. But I can imagine, and I've expected this for a long time, is like I will die from this nonsense that's going on, this silliness. I will die from it, right? And how I think of it is like, it's like a bully. So in the same way that a bully is like physically stronger and he's like, hey, like, I'm fucking bully you and shit. Like he's just physically stronger. So what I'm saying is this sickness, this poison that is eating me away, eating at my youth, eating at my life, eating at my energy, this unfathomable sickness that is just destroying life relentlessly. It will kill me. It will absolutely, literally kill me. And not before too long, I suppose, which is very concerning. For years now, I guess it's been quite a lot of years now. I've been expecting that I would die very soon. And I've theorized about many, many different things that could cause that. But broadly, I have theorized that I'm going to die within my youth, sort of, my younger years. So it's very concerning, and I still feel like that. You know, here at older. And it's very sad. It's very sad, but for me, it's like all I really, really, really care about in this life, like true, like I have so much, like, man, it's hilarious. Like, I have a couple relationships that people would kill for. You know, I have a couple places I can go to that people would kill for. I have a job. I have some work. I have some stuff, some projects that people would really kill for. And I have a brain that people would kill for, honestly. Just it rewards me for a lot of healthy habits most of the time. You know, so that's good. But all I really fucking care about is just igniting a revolution, I guess. Yeah. Because think about it, right? Nobody likes factory farming, yet it persists. Everybody supports everything bad all the time, 24/7. Says they hate everything bad. Acts in completely the opposite direction. Makes a justification for it. Ignores their own virtues and convictions. It's very confusing. But actually, that's like my burden. Like, exactly what I just said to you. That's what I carry around 24/7. And so when you see me and I kind of look happy and sort of enthusiastic about life, I might be in the moment. But when I start thinking about what's going on, shit, right? It's very bad. This is very bad. I am expecting to die. And I'm going to be honest with you. Been making videos for a while now. Very frequently do I imagine finally, at last, making the suicide video. Because of course, since all I really want in this world is to cause a peaceful revolution, of course, the natural final step of my life then would be to use one final push of my energy towards leaving behind a suicide note or two to explain what's really going on, at which point people would really care. Wow, how powerful is that? I also have an essay that, oh god, it's so hard to put together, but it's just, it's one of those things that's just like, it's in your head, it's partially on paper, and it's an essay, and it's like justifying suicide. And it's just a justification of suicide and like why it's crazy. Wow, this is crazy, right? And also there's people who know me in real life who, if they heard this, what I'm saying right now, that'd be very bad for them. They would not feel very good. And part of me is just like, oh, awesome. They don't feel good? Hell yeah. Like, let's get this fucking show. Let's get this party going. Like, I'll write up a suicide letter. I'll tell you how I'm really feeling. This doesn't mean that I'm not like genuinely happy day to day and like that I can't like really find some good things in life. It's just a little more complicated than that. And even when I'm in the greatest of moods, you know, I still deeply feel like I might be dying. My soul is being poisoned. That's how it feels. It's very dramatic. But it's very true. Like it's poison, you know? It's poison to learn about just the things that you could never have imagined when you were a child. Just like you, whoever's watching this, just you. Like, you eat food. Where does that food come from? Yeah. Right? Cognitive dissonance. And that's another thing too. It's like there's a Wikipedia page titled List of Fallacies. And it's just like we have it right in front of us. Just every fucking error that a human being can run into when trying to communicate something. By the way, communication issues cause deaths. They cause deaths, they cause divide, they cause hatred. But like we have everything listed in front of us. We have words like cognitive dissonance. We have every fallacy. So every error in logic that a human being can run into, we just have it listed in front of us so that we can reference it when we're in a conversation and then have a truly productive conversation, and yet that does not happen. So we have everything. We have everything we could possibly need to succeed right in front of us, easily accessible. Not even just that. We know that factory farming is bad. We know that child exploitation needs to be prioritized. We know that we all have like a little slight conviction in our head, like a little voice, a little moral conviction that's like, hey, we need to do better. We need to maybe find people who are more aligned with us to maybe empower each other to be better. Maybe supporting this government isn't the best thing right now. And yet none of that happens. So it's just funny. It's like, keep an eye out. Like, if you subscribe to my channel, my profile, if you follow my videos, just like, keep an eye out for the suicide video. I'm not joking, which sucks. But, I mean, I'm kind of joking about, like, that last sentence, like, but I'm not joking about the overall thing that's going on here. Yeah, this is very challenging. This is very challenging. Don't know what else to say. It's just very incredibly challenging. And my soul is poisoned. Yeah, so I fight daily to have any faith whatsoever in human beings. It's a daily battle. It's not something that comes easily. And of course, if your goal is not to protect children and to protect the most vulnerable things on earth and to live by virtues and morals, then like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I had a conviction. So it's like I learned this word from Christianity. It's like conviction. It's like a little voice that's like, hey, we should do this. Whether or not you want to act on that is one thing. But I received a conviction from like my soul, or like it all depends on like what you believe in life caused the conviction. So like it could be God, it could be the universe, it could be your soul. All those words are kind of stupid to me, to be honest. But you know, it could just be your brain. Like that's a good sort of neutral scientific word, I guess. But my conviction is like, hey, Like, life is important and life is actually real. So think about what I'm saying. Life is real. Like, you can touch stuff, you can feel stuff. And as such, there is a real consequence for every last thing that you could possibly do. So, how are we going to deal with that? Genuine question, by the way. How are we going to deal with that? How are we going to deal with that very uncomfortable fact that whatever you do, even like the small actions, like buying some food, how are you going to deal with that? The fact that it can really affect the world. By the way, the biggest lie that we've ever been told is that our small, little actions are insignificant. That's a complete falsehood. It's a complete lie against the people by themselves or whoever. Maybe they, the boogeyman word, like they. Maybe it's like the secret societies and governments or whatever that perpetuated that notion. But no, like, you're gonna have to trust me on this and actually pay attention and stuff to figure this one out. But like, no, like your insignificant actions, those small little actions of revolution, of being a better person, of both good and bad actions that you do, they actually really matter. So they actually really matter. And to imagine otherwise is just kind of like unfair at this point. So, yeah. I spend a lot of time online. I always have. And we've been told, like, it's just the internet. Like, it's not real. But actually, the internet, it actually is real. It's stuff that happens in real life. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? That's why I care. Right? It's not like watching a movie. Movie's a little bit different because it's in a sort of a set. It's a little bit more controlled. It still happens in real life. Actually, maybe not animated movies. I think you get what I'm trying to say. The internet is like one of my primary resources for life. Right now, I have a Discord server. The server is... It's my general server. So it's my server for the public. And it's about uniting people around child exploitation prevention. So think about that. Preventing the abuse of children in a couple different ways. There's some ways that we go about that. And by the way, it's kind of a failure. Like, the Discord server is a failure. But every so often I'll discover a little idea that makes me feel like it can't be a failure. Like, as in, it will no longer be a failure. As in, wow, this can actually be something. The idea I recently found is when members join, I'm just going to ask them a couple of questions. Number one, what do you expect from this server? Like, because we've had a history of just basically many years ago, I and some friends online discovered like coordinated child abuse networks and stuff, and like we're just like, fuck, right? Like, fuck. And it really was incomprehensibly evil. And fuck, right? Like, fucky shit, fuck. Like, this is really incredibly bad. Fuck. And so we started doing like all kinds of crazy shit to like try to stop them. Like we were like, it's like, vigilantism. There's like this weird little niche online. It's like, I just think of it as the anti-predator community online. But it's just like these fucking people who just, very often do they participate in what I describe as low impact work of just, I don't know. A lot of them would try to dox or report or sort of like use technological methods to just harass and try to like slow down child predators. But it's sort of like low impact work, so it's like whatever, like, and then later on with my internet presence and my projects and my Discord server, I sort of tried to introduce higher level work. And that's where the failure comes in. The old fun activities of like just doing low level impact work, essentially, that was successful. It wasn't successful in making an impact, but it was successful in like uniting people. But now, like, I'm less in tune with the internet. I don't know the exact ins and outs of the child predator networks anymore. And I just want to, like, tell people from that community, like, hey, like, it's time to focus on some fucking real shit now. So, like, what do you expect from this server? Do you expect... you know what I mean? And it's hard to figure out who to target with that, but that's, I guess everything I just said was kind of very niche, very specific to a weird corner of the internet. But then again, I sort of care about these things. Then of course the server can also, it's also just for the public, right? So it's not just for that niche community. It's just like generally, it genuinely is like, I have learned these things about child exploitation. Let's just talk about them. And that's what it is. And of course, all that niche stuff, that was the setup for me to really care about the overall problems adjacent and relating and involved with child exploitation. So the next question that I'm asking people who join, I'm asking that first question, like, what do you expect? And then the next question is more important. It's like, what problems do you run into when trying to understand what you can do to fight the worst problem in the world, child exploitation? And then I'm like, well, you know, you'll get a response back. I'm going to give you a thoughtful response back. I've done one response so far since introducing this a couple days ago. They don't really care. It's just fucking strangers online, right? So it's very difficult. I've been at this for 7 years, I think. You know, I'll probably give up on it eventually, but because people don't care. Like, they say that they care, but like, it's just really hard. Like, I mean, I don't want to say that they don't care, but as I've sort of alluded to previously in this video, people say that they care, but then act inconsistent with that care. It's very confusing for someone like me who just has like a deep, fiery life purpose of following conviction, like the little voice. I learned it from Christianity. I hope that people don't have to go through Christianity to learn such crucial things. If you ignore your life purpose, you're fucked. A couple of us don't need to have a life purpose. There's a couple of people out there in the world who actually, they're fine without a life purpose, but me, I'm not one of those people. So the second question is, yeah, I mean, what problems do you run into? Because I want to help you. I want to help you get past that fucking disgusting whatever it is in our minds that is just like prevents us from acting on our values. So it's just like, what's your biggest problem? And I'm really, really hoping people will give me thoughtful problems. True problems. Like, what is the truest problems that prevent you, not me, not anybody else on earth, you, from doing your crucial part as a member of society to fight the worst problem in society? What are you doing? What problem do you run into? And then from there, let's just have a fucking conversation about it, like a real conversation about it. This is really hard. By the way, I wish I could talk with people in real life about this, but putting the two words child exploitation together into a sentence speaking to a real person, I've tried it a few times, right? And what I've noticed is that it actually, I can feel pain radiate through the air. So I'm a very sensitive person, but I'm also not, right? So like, you know, I've seen the shit, you know, I've seen shit, right? As people put it, it's like, I've seen some of the bullshit that can occur here on Earth. And so, but I've also allowed myself to be sort of sensitive, but also kind of calloused, but also kind of sensitive. It's really weird. I don't really even understand it myself, but when I try to say this stuff in real life, the stuff that I really truly care about, I care about the most horrifying problems on Earth, apparently. And so when you say those out loud, it's a nightmare. You can feel the pain in the other person. You can feel the pain because it's like, why are you talking about that? That is so horrifying. If I could talk about this more comfortably with people in real life instead of just online, I would. But that is not the case. And by the way, none of this is easy. Like, none of this is easy. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I wish I could just go enjoy the berries. Do you know what I mean? I wish I could live a Garden of Eden type life where it's just the berries and, well, I don't know, there might be fireflies, just birds, and just like, look how beautiful the earth is. Do you not have a crawling, itching little desire to protect it? I watched a video because I've been watching a lot of videos, like I said. One of them that I watched today, thankfully, was not slaughterhouse factory farming related, but it was instead about a philosophical idea that everybody is evil. And the reason everybody is just evil, like just fucking everybody's evil, the reason for that is, well, you should give all your money to charity. Why would you spend your money on non-necessity items? You should. Like, the current norm is like, if you spend money on charity, it's a good and charitable thing, and if you forget to do it or whatever, it's fine. But no, that should be flipped around. Instead, it should be, by default, you should be giving your resources to effective charities instead of buying clothes. Like, if you already have clothes that work, then you are a bad person, and this is the hypothesis, right? You are a bad person for buying clothes like that you don't need, instead of, you know, helping somebody who is like in a horrible situation, who for some reason, through some infrastructure and something, just some creation of people, like, they can somehow be helped through your money. So you are a bad person. So that's the idea. And by the way, you can hate me for this, but I agree with that. I don't want to say that I agree with that out loud. I can't even say that to the people I know in person. But I agree with that, I think. to some extent. Actually, let me tell you something interesting. I want to agree with that. And I also want to pretend that I don't. I want to pretend that I do not agree with that idea. But deep down, I'm like, oh wait, that actually makes sense. Like, people with resources, yes, obviously they should give their resources, their time and their energy, everything, to making things better. And that's kind of how I live. Right? That's kind of how I live. Fuck. So the other thing I've been doing with my online presence is I've been trying to find very specific people. So instead of the general audience of people who hate child exploitation, I've been trying to find people who are very specifically like me, who share my values, a lot of which I have been mentioning in this video. And so if you agree with my values, if you're kind of like me, I want to connect. And I truly believe that anybody I could ever hope to know in person will most likely not be aligned with my values or want to really be able to connect with me on a deeper level. It's very hard. It's very hard because I have important people in my life already. But there's such a barrier. There's such a barrier. I can vibe with them, but I can't fully, deeply connect with them. And so my theory is that there are people online who I must team up with. And this has been the case before. It has worked before. And I want to make it work more. So that's my goal. That's the other thing I'm doing. It's like I'm just trying to connect with people. Specifically, to build something real. To build something real. I want to build something real and lasting. I'm very grandiose. There's just a plague, a little parasite that ruins it all. Well, supposedly ruins it all. I'm sure these things can be integrated, and I'm sure that if I had somebody who was like me, who I could truly vibe with in a lot of ways, who I could build with, just do things with, like a friend, right? As many friends as possible, I guess. But like a true friend who could like understand you because like you have the same convictions and everything, and it's like, oh yeah, like I don't fucking care about drinking. Like I don't want to drink alcohol to have a good time. Like, you know what I mean? So that's sort of the first layer of it, and then there's second layers. It's like, oh, you care about light pollution as well? Like that's a serious problem to you, and it's even a metaphorical problem to represent some of the other bigger problems in society? Like, oh yeah, like okay, and then we move on to the next layer, and it's like, well, what are your aspirations? What are your dreams? It's like, oh, I want to build projects like that. And I also have a similar understanding of how projects can be built like that. Like, of course, we start small scale, and of course, we don't participate heavily in the economy because it's like broken and we don't have control and understanding over it. And of course, we should withdraw our support from factory farms and these institutions that we hate. Like, everybody hates them. But me and you, two genuinely like-minded people, like, not only do we hate these things, but we act on it. We actually do something about it. And it's our life purpose to do so. To like actually do something. So if somebody watched this video, there's a lot in this video that's actually really insightful and really truly good. And I do want to live, and I do want to team up with people and build something quite literally real. And let's have a conversation about that. With anybody, not even just perfectly aligned to people or whatever, but like just with anybody who watches this, even if you know me in person, even if you're just like random, I don't know who I'm going to reach, which is another weird part of making these videos, but nonetheless, there's purposes to making these videos. But then if you watch this video, you're also going to know that, wow, like, I'm going to die. I feel like I'm going to die, and I have for a very long time. Like, die sort of an unnatural death, or just a very sad, tragic death. Just, if nothing else, just being completely stressed and just like fucking just being suffocated and just dying somehow, or more realistically, committing suicide, right? It's a very hard thing to talk about. Again, as I've stated, I can't say this stuff in real life. It's really hard. So this is what I'm thinking about, is just this duality that's going on in life. Is just, on one hand, in the lower hellish part of this hemisphere, we just have this nightmare that's going on, this disgusting, filthy isolation, and just classic like evil in the world. My complete overwhelm with it. And then on the better hemisphere above, closer to heaven, I have my aspirations, and I have very, very ambitious goals, very, very beautiful goals that are genuinely aligned with making the world better. Because if you don't try to make the world better, what the fuck is the point of doing any sort of work? It's very, very important to me. And so then there's just these two hemispheres, the duality, just, you know, it's classic. I mean, everybody battles. Everyone fights something. Everyone has something like what I'm experiencing here. Although, not everyone has my specific battle. So, of course, mine, it's good to talk about this. And I really, I do want to reach strangers. And I do want people to understand. That suicide video, it's serious. I think about that. I fantasize about like making either one suicide video or a series of suicide videos titled something like, hey, I'm going to, or like, why I'm going to kill myself. And so I fantasize about that. It's very disturbing. Doesn't mean that I'm not happy and ambitious. I very much am. And I have a lot. And I don't mean this in like a I'm trying to stuff down my emotions way. I mean this in a genuine way of like, I have a lot that actually genuinely makes me happy, like outside of the depression, like, you know what I mean? Like not clouded by the depression. I don't know, there might always be somewhat of a cloud present within those good things, but generally there's just something truly, truly good in my life. Something that I'm very heartbroken that other people don't get to experience as I'm observing. There's just something in my brain that just rewards me for living a good and meaningful life. So I have that. But I also want to die for a good cause. You know what I mean? If I committed suicide or something crazy like that, or if I don't know. And of course, there'd be multiple ways to do it, right? I don't want to get into it right now because, I don't know. You know, I guess I'm fantasizing right now about the suicide video. It would contain like disclaimers and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But wow. I mean, how impactful would that be to draw such attention to myself through one final attempt at reaching voices, reaching ears, I mean, to share the truest things. In other words, I could write out everything that I truly, truly care about in as best a way that I can. And then people would almost have to listen to it. I could write about, hey, we're ignoring our convictions as a society. We should be deeply ashamed. Or, hey, I hate all of you. Like, I've always hated all of you. I hate you. Like, I don't fully hate you, and it's honestly more complex than that, but like, I hate human beings, and I have this entire time, and a lot of you have just poisoned me in a lot of ways. I could write that, and people would have to listen, and then maybe even feel something. So it's a way to reclaim power, of course. And what's funny is I say this with pride, and I say this with truth, because I know, right? I don't assume. Fucking, oh God, don't want to live too much into that attitude, right? But I know, right? I can be very quite certain that other people experience this too, right? You want to reclaim power when it's been sucked out of you through incomprehensible evil. So you want to reclaim power. This is how I do it. This is what I'm thinking of. So yeah, I could get my point across, right? I think of myself as like a revolutionary, kind of like peaceful revolution, right? I don't care about gun revolution. That's not my plan or interest. I care about the peaceful revolution where we just withdraw support from exploitative systems. Like, that's my style. Because how can we even focus on the bloody revolution if we haven't even sorted out stop not being able to support the systems anymore? No, I genuinely don't give a fuck about bloody revolution. That can be for history and whoever else who cares about that. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, as a revolutionary, of course I would want to do something like this. And it would cause pain to people who know me, but like, at least you would finally understand. Probably wouldn't even understand at that point. I don't know. And then, of course, there's a few people that I can think of that specifically fit into what I'm saying. A few specific people who are relevant to that. But, yeah, I mean, I can't say for sure. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I think I've covered everything I needed to say. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited though, because there is genuinely so much to look forward to in life. So I just want to get back, like, as of right now, I just want to get back into the good flow of things. You know what I mean? I want to get back into feeling good, which is entirely possible. Of course, there will always be the poison. There will always be the poison. It will kill me like a bully, right? Not like a heroic death, or like not like a fair battle or anything like that, but just like a bully, right? So it will kill me, guaranteed. But of course, I have like a very good brain that just rewards me. It's like, hey, like, the fruit on the trees is enough for now. I don't need to go buy extra clothes or buy extra snacks or just support governments that I hate. It's just like, the tree is enough for now. And then if we just keep repeating that over and over, it's like, working on this project is very important. Let's get it done. So I have a good brain that's helping me out. And I have all these good things, but like, please help me. Please help. Like, help me. There's so many ways to help me. Right? So please help me. Maybe one of the best ways you could help me is by fully living and embodying your conviction and just like maybe becoming like a revolutionary yourself. Just like trying to start the fire. And then just like, because if I woke up tomorrow and I just saw news headlines that are like, you know, the people are waking up, the people are choosing not to participate in things that they hate. Or if I saw anything adjacent to that, if I saw anything that was just sort of that reflected a sort of mass uprising against child exploitation and nihilism and addiction, and, you know, if I saw that, I would feel succeeded. Me. No matter how much effort I put into it, right? Because I'm at the point where I've genuinely tried to expand my circle of compassion to encompass all living things and the whole of nature. You know, I don't care about my family unit like most people do. I care about the whole earth. I don't care about just my family unit. I don't have loyalty to my family. I do not at all. Right? I have loyalty to just the whole earth. And specifically, the most vulnerable people among us. And specifically, people like me who are, first of all, like me, who I could connect with on a deeper level, but who are, second of all, completely isolated because, you know, they're like me, and it's just like there's nobody on earth who just wants to reduce all of the harm that they put into the world except monks or whatever. But no, like, I'm using the internet to find them. Again, I'm using the internet to find them. This is actually really beautiful. This is a really good thing. So that's my goal. I think that's it. Thank you for watching. And get in contact with me. You could leave a criticism. You can email me, right? Like, I don't care. I don't care about the engagement metrics. I don't care about growing necessarily. I also just believe that people should be able to find me through search results rather than just algorithms. Like, we should have control over technology. That's another one of my values, is just another one of my values is just control. We should have control again over our lives. We should have control over the systems that we have to participate in. I'll repeat that. We as a society, we as individuals should have full control over what we buy into, over what we participate in, whether it's government or spending money on companies for survival. We should have self-reliant communities, everything, right? Like everything that people already believe in. So let's act on our convictions. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, help me out here. But again, I think the best way that you could actually help me is just by, like, being part of the revolution yourself rather than helping me directly. You know what I mean? Fuck. Maybe I was too vulnerable with that one. Thank you.